What's up, everyone？ 我是麦克老师。今天我终于给大家看我装修完的房车，进来看一看吧。Today, the RV, myself, and my family, we are in beautiful northern Idaho, starting to get a little snow here. I know a lot of you have been asking to see what it looks like inside, so I'm going to give you the tour today of all the renovations, and you can see what it looks like now compared to what it looked like before when I first got it, which it's way better now. Before we head inside there, if you haven't already, it would mean a lot to me if you could subscribe to my channel. It's really the greatest compliment you can give me, and if you liked the video, it would help me out a lot by giving it a like or leaving a comment below. As you may know, I'm going back to China soon, a little sooner than I thought, so we had to cut our RV trip a little short. But I mean, we drove 7,000 miles in about 3 months, so it was quite the journey. Surprisingly, we did not have too many serious problems with the RV, which I was expecting because this thing is 30 years old. So I'm really happy that we took the time and took a little extra money to fix it up and get it running nice and get it nice inside, so it's a nice space, a space where we enjoy being together for so long. However, that's not to say we didn't have any close calls. I would say on this trip there were 2 times where I was really scared. The first time, it was in the beginning. We were driving on the highway and I was coming onto the highway and a semi was coming off the highway and he swerved right in front of me, almost hit me. Thankfully he was going really fast and I was going slow, but that could have been really bad. But coincidentally, on our final drive up to Idaho here, the very last day that we really had to drive far, we just about died. And I know that's an easy thing to say, but we seriously almost died. We spent the night in Oregon. It had snowed a little bit. It was a little cold out and the roads were a little icy, so I was driving really slow. We were driving across a little bridge, and I don't know why, but if you don't know this, bridges tend to get a little colder than the road, and so they could have ice on them when the road doesn't have ice. I don't know if it's the cold wind going underneath, which keeps the road colder from the bottom. I'm not sure. Anyway, we were driving nice and slow, maybe 40 miles an hour, and a big SUV was coming at me, and she was probably going the normal speed, about 60 miles an hour. We crossed the bridge at the same time. I was going this way, she was coming this way. And it happened so fast. I just saw her car go this way and then this way in maybe a half a second, and then she just flew by me going sideways. And I just was like, oh my gosh, what just happened? I immediately stopped and turned around because I knew that they were not going to be able to recover from their spin and that something bad was going to happen. So I went back and I saw them on my side of the road, so they'd crossed the road and they were in the ditch. For the last several days, I just can't stop thinking about how close that was. If we had left the campground 1 second later, they would have crossed the road and hit us straight on. And my wife and Xiaomai were sleeping, so they would have not had any idea what was happening. And if we would have left the campground 1 second earlier, I never would have seen them spin out and go in the ditch. It's just crazy when you think about it, but thank God we are okay. And they were okay too. I went back, you could see their car here. I went over there right away and asked if everybody was okay. The mom came out and she was crying, the kids were crying. I didn't know what happened. I asked if everybody was okay. Are you hurt? Are you hurt? The boy had like one little bruise here, but everybody was fine. They were just in shock and she didn't know what to do. She couldn't speak out a full sentence. It was just crazy. I just told the mom, like, take a deep breath. The kids are okay. Everybody's safe. Your car is done. It's totaled. You're gonna need a new car. I mean, 3 of the tires flew off. The axle was like twisted. I could see the brake rotors just like snapped in half, and there was bumpers and plastic pieces everywhere. They actually got very lucky as well. She used my phone, called her husband, and he came out and picked them up, and everything was okay, but this close, 1 second. That was the difference between a very bad accident and not even realizing what had happened to them. Anyway, that was by far the craziest thing that happened on our trip. We made so many great memories, saw so many beautiful national parks, made some new friends, saw Saw so many old friends, a lot of people who we met in Shanghai or in China, and it was just an awesome, awesome trip. But we have a flight, and if we don't get this flight, then I don't know when we're gonna be able to come back, because the flights are so hard to come by, and the rules in China are changing every month. They're getting more and more strict. So without further ado, let's go have a look in the toy camper. I call it the toy camper, Toyota camper. Okay, let's go have a look and see what it looks like now. Here's the new floor that I did. It's not real wood, it's vinyl planking, but it looks pretty nice. So here's the new painted cabinets, here's a little kitchenette, and got a microwave here. Got an oven, which was great. You could do some baking with pizza and muffins. And here's our 4-burner stove. Did a lot of cooking here. And the previous owner gave us this thing so we could have a little more counter space to prepare food. And then when you're done, you can take it off and then start cooking on the cooktop. As for the rest of it, here it is. Here's my awesome gas-powered fridge. This thing is frigid. Oh, I still got some sauces in there. I better take those out. This thing on half power will just freeze everything inside. It works almost too good. So as you can see, it's winter out now, and it was quite cold. So right here we have a propane heater, which saved us a lot on some of those cold nights. This here is a chair which is bolted to the frame. I would put Xiaomai's car seat there, and here's a chain that's on it. I would attach it to that. So that worked out really well for traveling with a baby. Here's the couch, and I set up a little 28-inch smart TV here. It's pretty cool. You could just turn on some Netflix or whatever, watch a little movie. And my mom made me these awesome pillows. Itasca State Park. These are some famous parks in my home state of Minnesota. There was one more chair here, but I took it out so that I could put the pack and play right here, so Xiaomai could sleep and he could play in there during the daytime. And normally the table would go here. Here's the table. You just take this out, put it in here, and then you put the table on top, or you could put it in this one or even in this one. Yeah, so I just sit back, have some dinner, watch a TV, and of course we got lots of storage up here. They're all kind of empty now, but kept a lot of the towels and paper goods and cooking stuff here. And these are a little bit bigger, so put a lot of the food in here. Quite spacious. I repainted all the lights. I put in LED lights instead of the regular lights. We got smoke detector, carbon monoxide detector. I had to redo this piece of wood. One of the things I'm doing here in Idaho is putting this new ceiling in. The last one I had, I was not very happy with it. I didn't choose the right material. Before I had this plastic here, and it was just like all bubbly and wavy after driving it for a few weeks, so I kind of regret that. But now we got this wood here, and it's nice and strong and flat and straight, and it worked out really nice. And of course, this is the bed where we'd sleep. Every time you wake up in the morning, you kind of hit your head if you forgot where you were. But overall, it was really comfortable to sleep in, especially when we found some nice quiet campgrounds next to the ocean or next to a little river. Just very, very peaceful. I forgot to show you the bathroom. We bought this little thing so we could put our shoes on here, because it was just blocking the doorway every time we kept our shoes there. And so when you live in a space as small as this one, you have to really learn how to minimize. So this is actually a shower, and it does work. It has a hot water heater, but because we're not like showering all the time, we kind of use it as storage for things like these chairs, or drinking water, a mop, stuff like that. I had to fix the toilet too. There were some gaskets leaking, which was super gross. And then I put this hose here so I can actually turn the water on and off as I need it. Because in here, you can't just turn the water on all the way. You're very limited as far as the size of your water tank. I'll show you that right now. The water tank is actually down here under the couch. So you can see it's about half full there. This would last us about 2 or 3 days. So we'd use the water in the sink very sparingly. And so underneath the shower is what's called a gray water tank. Underneath the toilet is a sewer tank. And when they get full, you gotta go dump them right There. That's where all the good stuff comes out. Inside the bumper, there's my sewer hose right there. I pull that out. Got a secret little hiding spot for it here. And attach it to that. Find a dump station and pull the handle and say goodbye to all the bad water. And so it's really a learning process to operate an RV. For example, right here, this is the water heater, it runs off gas, and here's where the battery is, so you can have lights and power inside. In here I can pull out a plug it into a wall, so I can have unlimited power and not have to rely on the battery. If I have a water connection, I can connect it here and have unlimited water. But if I don't, I have to put the water in here and fill up that tank I just showed you. And then in here, this is where we keep all the propane gas. So you can see I'm about a quarter tank. I'm a little bit low. And the propane is really, really important because it runs your heater and it runs your fridge, does all your cooking on your stove and in the oven, and it also runs the water heater. So very important to make sure we always had propane in the tank. We did run out one night, and yeah, that was a cold night. Won't do that again. But there you have it. That is how we lived for the last 3 months, and I'm glad I had this experience and just to learn how to fix these things and learn a little bit about remodeling. I learned a lot of skills. I forgot to show you the air conditioner here. This thing is frigid. Fortunately, we didn't have to use it because our trip was October through December. Maybe we used it twice, but man, it just freezes you out. So yeah, there it is. All the comforts of home in one tiny little box on wheels. Hope everybody enjoyed this tour, and thank you for watching all my videos over the past few months as I've been traveling all over the US. It's definitely been challenging trying to upload videos using your cell phone signal, and it took some patience, but we got it done and we had a great time. Now it's time to put it in storage, and who knows when I'll get back to it to use it. We'll see. Right now the priority is just making this flight to China, because if we miss that, then well, I guess we'll just come back, get the RV, and get on the road again. Thank you guys again so much for subscribing to this channel. You are awesome. Don't forget to leave a like and share the video around. Hope everybody is safe, happy, and healthy, and when I see you in the next video, maybe I'll be back in Shanghai. I don't know. But until then, 我是麦克老师，下次再见。